It's Thursday. I think these glasses make me look really cool. So here's some exciting news for all the Transtastic viewers. We now have a Saturday guy again, who I am super excited for. I'll let him introduce himself, but once you see him, you'll know why I'm just so happy that he's here. So if you're someone who only watches a couple of the days, watches your favorites on the channel, etc., etc., don't do that this week. Definitely watch Saturday, because it's a new person. And then you should also all watch Friday, because you know how Finn has that super sexy accent? There's this one word that he says in that accent that just sounds so super cool, and he's gonna say it this week. At least he said he was gonna say it. If he doesn't say it, I'm just gonna sound crazy right now, but... And while I'm telling you to watch all the other days, just watch all the other days, because everyone's amazing. So this week's topic is stealth versus out. So why do they call it stealth? Because trans people are all secret agent spies on a special gender mission. Duh. So stealth versus out. I came out kind of in the middle of high school. Obviously, for the rest of my high school years, I was completely out. There's no way that I could have gone stealth. Number one, not on any type of hormones or medical treatment, whatever. Number two, all the people I was surrounded by had known me before and were with me through the coming out process. Going stealth really wasn't an option. When I went to college, even though I was barely on hormones, I could still pass as a male. So I decided that I wanted to go stealth. My plan was to be stealth with everyone. Have no one know, not my friends, not anyone. My entire life back home, my high school friends, states away, I didn't have to worry about them, you know, giving me away. I didn't have to worry about any of that, my family, any pronouns. I didn't have to worry about it. So let me tell you about my experiences as being a stealth trans man. At first, I thought it was the most amazing thing in the world. I was like, everyone's treating me how I want to be treated, no one's asking me any weird questions, no one's confused by my existence. I'm being accepted into circles that normally I might not be accepted into. And these positive feelings were kind of getting reinforced because I knew of a couple other trans guys in the college, and I could see that they weren't getting the same inclusion that I was. Like, all the gay guys wouldn't invite the gay trans man to their gay parties, but I'd be invited. And that just made me think, I'm so glad that I'm stealth, so that people will include me in these things. And I was convinced that if I was out, then I would be limited to a very exclusive circle of, like, non-gender normative people. I don't know what I thought. But the idea of being out and proud made me very nervous, and at the time I was really enjoying this whole stealth thing. I had a little shirt change because it was getting too hot. Anyway, what I ended up finding out is that me being stealth and hiding this very important information that made me who I was from everyone, including my closest friends, really made me a very paranoid and lonely person. I was constantly worrying about being found out. And of course I would have to hide all of these stories about my past. I wouldn't be able to tell stories that I wanted to. And I felt like I had no one who really, really knew me here. But because I had spent so long here trying to hide my trans identity, the idea of someone finding out just upset me so much. Every once in a while I would do something that might clue someone in on it, and a couple times I was like, I really want someone to know that I'm trans. I'm gonna tell this person because I trust them. But when someone would find out, or when I would tell them, it would ruin my day. Sometimes even it would ruin my relationship with that person. I wouldn't want to talk to him anymore because I was just so not into being around someone who knew that about me. And it was really hard because hormones, they really affect yourself. And I really had to go through all of these hormonal changes completely on my own, by myself, with no one to talk to. And every once in a while, like, if I was getting involved with someone on more than, like, a friendship level, it would get to the point where I would have to tell them about me, and it would just destroy me. Weeks and months go by, and more people are finding out, whether it's people that I told that are telling more people, or, you know, however they're finding out. Eventually, I was just so unsure of who knew and who didn't, and I was still so worried, and I was like, this is not worth it. So I ended up giving a presentation to the Gay Alliance here at my school that basically outed me. It did take me a long time to get to a point where I was comfortable putting myself out there like that. And I do think it was beneficial to me to be stealth for that long, but it got to a point where I just couldn't handle it anymore. You know, my friends were getting too close, I didn't want to be hiding this from them, and I wanted to be more of an activist for the trans community, and it was kind of hard to do that stealth. So right now I'm taking this class called Queering Gender, which is a very interesting class. And we're reading this book called The Riddle of Gender. There's a quote in here that I kind of like. It explains my feelings for why I don't really want to be completely stealth anymore. And it says, saying that I'm just like you doesn't really get me where I want to go. In many ways, I am just like you, but those aren't the parts that give me trouble. Because I used to say, I'm just like any other guy, I'm just like any other person. But I really am different than most people. And I kind of want to embrace that now, whereas I used to kind of want to shove it away and I was ashamed of it. But now it's all good. I love myself. So would you ever be stealth? Have you been? Did you like it? Comment. See you next Thursday.